Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. With me today is Lauren Cole, Coordinator of Career Services here at Troy University. Lauren, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you.
And we're here talking about career fair. When you're here, we normally talk about career-related things. This time's a career fair, but things are a little bit different because we're in the virtual world, the COVID world. So we're talking about a virtual career fair, which is not unusual. You've done this before, but kind of talk about the world of virtual career fairs and how this has kind of changed things.
Yeah, sure. So we are really enjoying doing virtual career fairs for a couple of different reasons. The first is I feel like now that we've got about a year under our belt of doing most things virtual, students are very comfortable with that format. Of course, we were talking about you have to be very professional, well-dressed, even when you're virtual, but students are really willing to take part in these types of events. And the second thing is it saves employers the cost of travel. We have been able to lower our registration fees for career fairs because we're not having to rent facilities, serve food. So accessibility has been greater. So we're really excited about that opportunity to do our second virtual career fair using Handshake.
And of course, the interaction is different for a virtual career fair. For anyone who's been a part of a live career fair, there's tons of employers. You're in one place. You have an option to kind of walk around and see the different options and interact with employers in a more as a loose format. But things have to get a little bit more structured when we're talking about a virtual career fair.
I think that's a positive in some ways because it's more targeted. So I'm glad you brought that up because what we want students to do, the fair is on April 7th, but they need to sign up for sessions ahead of time. So several days ahead of time, even starting now, they have the opportunity to sign up for group sessions where they're in a big Zoom room with other students. They are hearing the employer present about their opportunities and what careers look like with their place of employment, or they can choose one-on-ones. I would really encourage students do as many as you can based upon availability and do both virtual group sessions and one-on-ones because they're literally one-on-one. So it's 10 minutes, you and just the employer representative, and you have a chance to basically do a kind of a fast speed interview right then and there. And you can leave with your full-fledged interview time set up.
And that's one of those things when we've talked about career fairs in the past is you've mentioned the elevator speech and you've mentioned the opportunity to present yourself to an employer, and this is that first opportunity to make that first impression. And that's still true in those one-on-ones, right? You're still talking elevator pitches, making those first impressions, right?
You've got to come out of the gate prepared with how you want to introduce yourself, have some ready-made answers to some of those top 10 interview questions that we have on our website as help. We also offer Big Interview. That's that mock interviewing software that helps students on our website. So they need to be prepared for sure. Even though it sounds like 10 minutes is a short amount of time, you can cover a good bit of ground in that 10 minutes. And I would really encourage students, have an open mind, even though you may not have heard of the brand of the employer or the name of the business. We've got close to 40 employers currently. There'll be more that add. So do 10, 12, 20 interviews and go ahead and get some practice under your belt, even if you don't think you'll go to work for that employer.
And that's one of those things in the past, talking about career fairs, a lot of times some students don't realize that their degree could be applicable at a variety of different businesses and companies.
Yes. Well, and there's so many takes on that. There's 75% of people that don't work in the industry that they got their undergrad degree in. But beyond that, if you're talking about, say, business entities or corporations, they have IT, they have graphic design, they have, of course, management, marketing, and all of the others, but it's majors outside of just, say, the College of Business, or there's a host of different other examples like that.
And of course, with this, preparation is the key. You've mentioned on the preparation there, but once again, you've got to be prepared to talk to someone. And you mentioned there some of the practice type things. What are some of the things students can be doing to prepare, even in this virtual format? What can they do to start preparing for it?
The first thing I'd recommend is getting their resume reviewed by our office just to have that done. And then I would do the Big Interview software that we offer, and then I would sign up for an actual mock interview with our office where we do a virtual mock interview with the student. And that just gives you that real life practice.
Of course, we talk about in real life in-person career fairs, we talk about attire and presentation. And in the world of Zoom, and that's still a thing,
yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, and also think about lighting, think about what's in your background, think about how loud your apartment might be, if you can get roommates or people to clear out for an hour or two. So think about your surroundings and go ahead and dress in the full suit. We don't want any, mishaps happening. So go ahead or at least, a blazer or a nice button down. So it doesn't have to be a full-fledged black tie attire, but looking professional. Interviews and career fairs are the time to be your most conservative self. So think about that as you're preparing.
Because a lot of people don't think about now with the virtual environment what the background and the surroundings could play at it. Usually at the career fair, it's just you and how you present yourself, but what's behind you and what's going on around you can make a difference. Once again, tell us when and what students need to do to get signed up.
So it's April 7th from 1 to 4 p.m., but they need to go to Handshake and go ahead and register for the fair and go ahead and sign up for those one-on-one and those group sessions today.
All right, well, here's hoping students take advantage of that and take advantage of the virtual career fair as well. Lauren, thanks for joining us here today, and good luck with the fair.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.